You know, I think listening to Sean Layden talk the other day on that podcast was very enlightening because you get a good idea about a lot of things in the industry and exactly sort of what's going on, especially with more of Microsoft's kind of switch to kind of going more towards a service type situation. And again, I've long been saying that that's not exactly the way that I foresee myself gaming in the future and things like that. I do think that unfortunately that it's not something that really I see myself engaging in because I like to own my content, and just in general I feel like when you're renting games and stuff like that, it's easy to remember that you don't own anything, right? So it's like renting a house versus buying a house. At the end of the term or whatever, you spent thousands of dollars and you own nothing. If I'm going to spend a bunch of money, I want to own something, have something to show for it. So that's probably one of the main reasons why I'm not a big people think that I'm against Game Pass or PS Now. It's not that. It's just that they're not for me specifically. I think they have their place for sure. Just like, Blockbuster had its place renting games, and GameFly has its place and things like that. So yeah, I do definitely feel like there's differences there, and I also feel like obviously we can all feel a different way about it. I would much rather own my games. I pre-ordered Forza Horizon 5. I could just play it in Game Pass, but those games tend to lose out and leave the service at a particular point due to obviously licenses and stuff like that. So it's something that I'm always very forward thinking about. But this is very interesting because you have an instance where Sony is being very competitive without exactly matching what Microsoft is doing, and I feel like they don't have to. I still feel like this is a hell of a thing. What's up, everybody? It's me, Crapgamer, with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. You guys have been nothing short of amazing. So, with that being said, all I ask for is a simple like. It really does mean a lot to me, and I think you guys have been quite fantastic. We're rebuilding, we're remaking, and all this kind of stuff. So, it kind of just, blows me away of all the support and things like that, so thank you guys. Now, we know PlayStation Now is not really, quote-unquote, a match for Game Pass, and the reason why is because a lot of people just assume that, there's older games in there's less day-and-date games. I feel like if Sony were to add some of the indies day-and-date to it, it would be just as good, because let's be honest, most of the games that Microsoft puts in Game Pass from themselves aren't exactly stellar titles. So PlayStation Now for October 2021, the games are officially announced, and there's some pretty big ones in here, including The Last of Us Part 2. There's also Fallout 76, Amnesia the Collection, Desperados 3, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Victor Van Overkill Edition, and yet another Zombie Defense HD. All 7 games will be available from October 5th, 2021. Now, PS Now rotates blockbuster titles every few months, although their other games remain on the service for much longer. The service itself dates back to 2014 when it launched in beta form in the US before arriving in the UK the following year. Initially, PS Now only allowed users to stream their content, which obviously required a solid connection, but now there's a download option as well. Again, The Last of Us Part 2 leaves the service, I believe, in January of next year, so it's only going to be there, a short time, which I completely agree with. I mean, that game is probably sold 10 million or so by now, if not more, and, it's a system seller, and you put that in there, and then you obviously give people a chance to play it, and hope to build some subscriber base and things like that. But it's very much a competitive thing, and it's nice to see them actually go out there and be able to compete and put some quality games out there. I believe they're gearing up for possibly sort of a rebrand, and also possibly where they're going to be able to add like the PlayStation 5 games as well, and that would make total sense to me because, again, on Game Pass you have like Xbox Series X versions of stuff. On PlayStation Now you don't have specific PlayStation 5 versions as far as I can tell, but it does look like they are upgrading, which I think is very, very good news to say the least. And you know what, I do feel like it's awesome that they're actually going out there and doing that. Now, people are still going to complain that it's not as good, but again, the quality of games that Sony's putting out versus the quality of games that Microsoft are putting out speak for themselves. So waiting a little bit longer, if you're a cheaper gamer or looking for somebody to save some money, I think that that's really something that we'll have to kind of jump into before too long. You know what I mean? I think that that's a very smart move, to say the least. Now, on the other hand, you also have a situation where something came out today, and I did a video on this earlier, but it looks like nobody knows what Bluepoint is working on, the latest acquisition from Sony. But it looks like some people are saying that it could be a Bloodborne remaster or remake. As much as the Demon Souls remake was appreciated by Souls fans, old and new, for bringing the classic game to modern consoles, if you ask the community of From Software fans about which game they wanted to get the remaster or remake treatment, the answer would more than likely be Bloodborne. And a new rumor suggests that's exactly what Bluepoint is focused on next. The rumor comes from Sacred Symbols podcast host Colin Moriarty, who tweeted out today that he'd heard through the grapevine Bluepoint may be on a journey to Yarnam, which recently Bluepoint was officially announced as acquired by Sony because it's acquisition season for them. We learned that it will be working on an original content, which could mean a new IP, but also could mean original work on an old game. If they are working on two games, one being an original game and another being a Bloodborne remaster or remake, then firstly a remaster would likely make more sense, as there isn't as much work to be done to Bloodborne compared to the amount of work that needed to be done to Demon Souls and bringing it to modern consoles. Now, I 100% agree with that. I couldn't care less about Demon Souls or Bloodborne, but I know there's a fanatical fan base out there. So, of course, none of this is confirmed, so take it with a grain of salt, but Bluepoint would be a great team to remaster the beloved PlayStation exclusive. Bloodborne is very deserving of that kind of love, as it got quite a good reception when it came out, but I remember one of the things that kind of dogged that is the fact that it was a game that basically realistically had one of the poorest frame rates I've ever seen in my life. I believe at times that game was running at like 15, 17 frames per second. So yeah, definitely not a great frame rate or a great time there to be had for PlayStation fans, but very smart move. I gotta say, it's very bold move to really kind of go out there and and see that. So, bravo to them, and bravo for them to be able to go out there and, be able to kind of get that kind of stuff up. So, yeah, awesome to see that. And, again, they're doing a lot. I know a lot of people don't think so, but, yeah, they are definitely doing a lot, trying to get everything kind of moving and in the right direction. And I think that as we get to this point where we have some great content, that we also have to look at the facts that, hey, we're going to have to deal with some remakes and some remasters and stuff like that, because, it makes more sense to do them than ever. Just like Demon Souls, right? Like, if you're a Demon Souls fan, why not? Why not be excited and play that, right? It looks like crap on the PS3. They get it looking great for futures and stuff like that, for future people to be able to be out there and kind of doing that. So I hope that we continue to see, that in the future. I'm excited for what can be done, and Bluepoint is a talented studio, so I know there's a lot of people excited for it. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to link this. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content. Thank you so much for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. Crap gamer out.